The Loretta Young Show.
It's been said many times that no one can make a fool out of you without considerable cooperation on your own part. The locale of our story tonight is New York City.
Why, Mr. Stark.
Hello, Mr. Sims.
We weren't expecting you for several days.
Well, I got everything all sewed up, so I hopped to play. Harry, I'm back.
Congratulations on landing the Canadian contract.
These have to go to the planning department right away for some changes I've made.
Yes.
Oh, and Mr. Sims,
Yes.
Would you please check with Helen and see if she's gotten through to Mrs. Stark yet?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, Alex.
Hi, Harry.
Put it there, boy. You really pulled it off.
It was a cinch.
A cinch?
Sure.
Bidding against the biggest outfits in the field? Why, everybody in the industry's talking about it.
I don't know how I did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stark, but Mrs. Stark isn't at home.
Oh, well, would you call the housekeeper back and tell her that I'll be home for dinner?
Unless your routine has changed, it's time for these.
Oh, now, come on. You're not going to start with those pills again, are you?
Don't argue with me. Tell it to Dr. Gibbs.
Come on, Alex. How's you swinging?
Well, I knew I couldn't undercut the bids of those big boys. But there was one thing we could offer Trans-Canadian. Something better than money.
What's that?
Time. I promised them a completion date of 16 months. No one came near it.
I'm not surprised. 16 months? Alex, that's shaving it pretty close.
Now, don't worry.
Yeah, but what if we don't make it? What kind of a penalty clause have we
We'll
got?
make it. I'm going to supervise this job myself.
You're going back to Canada?
I am.
Oh, how will Eleanor take that?
Well, I'll be traveling back and forth.
I said, how will Eleanor take that?
Listen, after 15 years, she's well trained. Mrs. Sims, I want you to call a meeting in the boardroom of all the department heads in half an hour. We have to start right away or else we're in trouble.
All right, Alex, see you at the meeting. Alex, you never did tell me. What is the penalty clause?
You're better off not knowing. Eleanor? Eleanor?
Welcome home, Mr. Stark.
Thank you, Amy. Where's Mrs. Stark?
She's not home yet.
Oh?
You see, we really weren't expecting you.
Oh, of course. What time did she say she'd be back?
I'm afraid she didn't say, sir.
Oh?
Ben brought in your luggage this afternoon. I unpacked for you.
Thank you, Amy.
Are you about ready for dinner, Mr. Stark?
No, let's wait for Mrs. Stark.
But I believe she's dining out.
Oh? Well, I'm not very hungry, Amy. Something light will be fine for me.
Now, Mr. Stark, do you want cook to quit on the spot? She's been working like a beaver ever since your secretary phoned.
All right, Amy. I'll do my best. I promise.
I think you'll find some letters from the boys on the desk.
Oh, good. Amy, with whom did Mrs. Stark go out? Do you know?
I'm afraid I couldn't say, sir. Is there anything more I can do for you, Mr. Stark?
What? Oh, no, it's late, Amy. Go on to bed.
All right. Good night, then.
Good night, Amy.
I don't be afraid. It's really very good. He's 25 years old. In fact, it comes complete with my absolute guarantee. You'll like it, too. Alec. Well, what are you doing here?
I live here.
So you do. Hello, darling. When'd you get back?
This afternoon. I've been trying to get in touch with you ever since.
Poor darling. Aren't you going to say hello to Stanley?
Hello, Stanley.
Alec, I hope you had a nice trip.
Yes, it worked out fine. But I'm glad to be back.
Oh, and I wasn't here to welcome you.
Well, I can always work.
Even if I had been here. Well, forgive me.
Of course. I'm afraid it was my fault. Your wife took pity on an old, rickety bachelor.
As a matter of fact, you're looking rather fit.
As a matter of fact, I feel very fit.
I invited Stanley in for a nightcap. I've been bragging about your brandy.
Oh, don't bother, Eleanor. I better be on my way.
Oh, come on. Don't let me stop you.
Oh, believe me, I wouldn't.
It's going to be pistols at dawn. You better have a drink. Both of you.
Come on, Sam.
Congratulations, Alec. I hear you landed Trans-Canadian.
Yes, I did. I really pulled it off, Eleanor.
Oh?
It's about the biggest job in the history of the company, isn't it?
Yes, guess it is. Gonna have to supervise this one myself. Has to be completed in 16 months.
Thank you.
Are you, going back to Canada?
Well, not immediately.
When?
You're trying to get rid of me already?
16 months. It's a bit risky, isn't it?
Are you speaking as my lawyer or as my friend?
I'm speaking as a major stockholder.
And you can't talk very loud with a 20% interest in the company, can you? Eleanor and I have you outvoted.
Well, on that depressing thought, I'll take my leave.
Good night, Sam.
Good night.
Call me in a couple of days, Stanley. I want you to look over the plans.
Right. Oh, Eleanor, thanks for another pleasant memory.
Now, that was sweet. Why can't you say things like that to me?
I don't have to. I'm your husband.
Yeah.
Good night, you two.
Good night. It was fun, Stan.
Isn't that a new dress?
Mm-hmm. Nice of you to notice.
Very pretty.
Thank you. I'll be back in a few minutes. Did you see the letters from the boys?
Yes.
And the snapshots, too?
Uh-huh.
Well, don't they look great?
Great. Eleanor,
Mm-hmm.
how'd you happen to be out with Stanley Reed?
Oh, you know, dear. When the cat's away. Oh, after all, he's an old friend, and we just... Oh, you know.
You mean an old flame?
Nothing quite like having an old flame who never marries. It certainly does something for a woman's ego. You're not going to go on working tonight, are you?
What? Just for a few more minutes.
Alec, why did you take on that Trans-Canadian deal?
Why? It's the biggest contract in the history of the company.
Oh, I don't doubt that, but... Well, it was a wonderfully attractive offer that Allied Metals made us. I kind of wish you'd sold out to them.
Uh-huh. Then what would I do? Stay home every night and play checkers with you?
You know, sometimes you're not very flattering.
Eleanor, I'm not ready to retire. I'm not exactly decrepit.
Well, it wouldn't have to be checkers, you know. You remember that wonderful plan we had once? A gorgeous, leisurely trip in Europe. It's going to be called the Stark Family Abroad. That's a pretty wonderful plan still. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Someday. Not yet. I still have a lot of money to make.
For what? Can you tell me, Alex? For what?
For what? Well, what do you mean for what? For you and for the boys?
Oh, no, darling. Be honest with yourself. Try at least to be honest with yourself.
Ella, I don't know what you mean.
Well, I think you do. I think you know as well as I do. Well, the more you seem to get, the more you want. Why is that?
Because I want more. And I just told you why. For you and the boys.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I can only wear one diamond necklace at a time and one mink coat at a time.
Now, wait a minute, Eleanor. There are such things as insurance and trust funds.
Oh, yes, darling, and I know all about those trust funds for the boys, and I think they're wonderful, but honestly, right now, they need something a lot more than money. They need you. They need your companionship and your guidance. And so, my darling, if it isn't for your family, then it must be for your own personal satisfaction. And do you know what I believe? I honestly think that you've got to make money just to make money. I think it's a game with you, and I think it's a game that you have to win over and over and over again. And for what? What in heaven's name are you proving, my love, and to whom?
Would you explain to me what brought all this on again? My having to go back to Canada?
Well, I don't know. Yes, perhaps. Well, good night, dear.
I'll be with you in a few minutes, darling.
Take your time.
Just give me 5 minutes more.
I've got to talk fast because he's right in the next room. I've got to see you tomorrow.
What about Alex?
He won't even know. When he's working, he doesn't know I'm alive.
Lunch?
Yeah. And the usual place, huh?
Eleanor, are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. I can't go on this way, Stanley. We must go through with it.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
If anyone calls, I'll be back later on in the afternoon.
All right, Mrs. Stark.
Going out?
Goodness, I thought you'd left for the office hours ago.
Are you going out?
Yes.
Where?
I have a luncheon engagement.
How about breaking it? Have lunch with me.
No, I couldn't.
Why? Is it so important?
No. I just hate breaking dates. You know that, Alex. Will you be home for dinner?
Will you?
Well, of course.
Eleanor.
Yes?
How about coming to Canada with me? Then we wouldn't have to be separated.
No, that wouldn't be possible.
Why is it impossible?
Well, for one thing, the boys are getting in for their Thanksgiving vacation in 3 days now, and for another thing...
I just thought I'd ask. I asked Ben to bring the car around. Can I drop you somewhere?
No, it's all right. I'll grab a cab. Thank you.
It's late, you know.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Would you like a drink?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, come on. It'll do you good.
No, really, I don't.
All right. Bring me another martini, will you, please? How about a cigarette?
All right. Oh.
Well? Eleanor, are you sure you want to go through with this?
Yes.
How do you suppose Alec will take it?
Alec will take it hard. Very hard. I really don't know how I'm going to tell him.
Well, let me talk to him.
Oh, no. That wouldn't be fair at all.
Then we'll break it to him together. All right?
Of course, he's going to hate us. His wife and his best friend. Have any qualms?
Lots of them. You know, I just want you to be happy. You know that. That means everything to me.
I know, Stanley. I know. I think we ought to order.
All right. Waiter.
Would you like a fresher?
Thank you. I'm afraid I'm going to need it. Shouldn't Alec be here now?
Well, he said he'd be home for dinner, but it depends on what turns up at the office. Here.
Oh, now take it easy, Eleanor.
That's all right, Stanley. I'll make it. Oh, hello, darling.
Hello, Stanley.
Hi, Alec.
Would you like a martini?
No, thank you. Stanley, I tried to get you this afternoon.
Oh? I was out of the office all day.
But as long as you're here now, you might as well look over the contract for Trans-Canadian.
Alec, not now.
I wish you would. I'm leaving for Canada Friday morning.
No, please, sit down, Alec. Just for a moment. We want...
Alec, Eleanor and I have something to tell you. There's no need for your going back to Canada.
No?
No.
Why not?
Stanley went over to Allied Metals today.
Their offer is still good. They want to buy the company. I spoke to them.
I told you last night. I'm not selling.
No, please, listen to what he has to
If
say.
you want to sell your 20%, go ahead. I can't stop you. But Eleanor and I hold the controlling interest, and we're not selling.
Yes, we are, Alex. I've already turned my stock over to Stanley.
Together, Eleanor and I have the controlling interest, and we are selling. You can't stop us, Alec.
Oh, I know what a terrible shock this must be to you, dear, and there's certain things that I want to explain.
Explain? What? A knife in my back?
Oh, don't.
Oh, now, wait a minute,
Why don't
Alec.
you get out of here? Eleanor's still my wife. She hasn't gone to Reno yet. I'd like to talk to her alone.
Will you listen to me
I
a
told you
minute?
to get out!
Stanley, go. It's all right. It's all right. Go ahead.
All right, Eleanor. I'll call you later.
Yes. You do that. Dear, are you sure you wouldn't like a martini?
But how dare you?
Please sit down and let's talk this over quietly.
Quietly. All right. You want to run away with him? Go ahead. I can't stop you.
Oh, what are you
But
saying?
why sell the company out from under me? Isn't he rich enough for you? Is that it?
Wait a minute. Tell me something, will you? What are you so furious about? The fact that you've lost your wife or your company?
That's a little academic. It appears I've lost both.
No, please, tell me the truth. It's important that I know.
How dare you sit there and judge me? This morning I begged you to come to Canada with me. And you said you couldn't because of the boys. Well, was it because of the boys or because of Stanley Reed? How could you after the way I've loved you?
Please listen to me.
And trusted you.
Darling.
And worked for you.
Darling, sit down and let's talk.
I don't want to hear another word. You tell Amy to bring my things and pack them and have them taken.
Please listen to me.
I told you I have nothing more to say. Now, one more word. I never want to see him.
Alec! Alec, what Alec? Alec! What? Amy!
was busy.
Sure you were. It's an old story. Time for everything but your health. You were even going to go back to Canada without coming and seeing me.
How did you know that?
Eleanor told me. Well, you'll be all right, in spite of yourself. Thanks to me and to your wife.
Listen, Walter, I'm not a child. I'm perfect.
Then stop acting like one. As soon as you're stronger, I want to see you in my office. I want to make some tests.
Fair enough.
Where do you think you're going? You're to stay in bed for at least a week.
No. Not here, Walter. I'll go to the club.
Don't be an idiot. You can't get up.
Walter, it's all over between Eleanor and me.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Maybe what you need is a head shrinker.
Eleanor and Stanley Reed are selling the company out from under me.
Of course. Eleanor and I discussed it.
When?
Look, Alex, for years I've been warning you to slow down. And for years you've been ignoring me. Just ignoring me. When you took the trip to Canada and I examined you at that time, I was afraid something like this would happen. But I didn't think you'd listen to me. Eleanor said you'd never slow down, as long as you stayed in business. So I let her have it straight. And I'm telling you now, if you continue at this rate, the pace will kill you.
Eleanor knew this?
She did. And decided to take things into her own hands. In order to save your life. She turned to Stanley Reed because he had enough stock to help her swing it. Now, what have you got to say for yourself?
I don't know. Maybe I do need a head shrinker.
You don't need that. You've got something better. All right, Eleanor. You can come in now. You'll be all right. Keep him in bed for about a week, then down to my office for some tests. Then I'll be able to tell you people just when you can leave for Europe.
Oh, thank you, Walter.
I'll look in again tomorrow morning.
Be right back, darling.
Well, don't worry about me. You just stay with him.
Try to get some sleep.
He told me. He told me everything.
Oh. It was an awful chance to take, I know that, but I had to. Your life depended on it. Alex, I don't want to be a wealthy widow. I want to be a happy wife. All right.
Oh, I've been such a fool. Forgive me. Forgive me.
Forgive you. Forgive you for being jealous of me after 15 years of marriage. In a funny sort of way, I suppose I should be flattered by that. Huh? It's always the motive that's the heart of the act. Well, good night. And we'll see you next week.